We are live, Charlie.
Oh, yes. There's
Let me
zero
see.
people on right now.
Let me see if. Oh, yep, there it is. Oh yeah, we are live. We are live, and we're gonna find out if everybody else can see us. Oh, there we go. We got a couple people. We got a couple people on.
Okay, I got four, all four of them.
All right, all right. Well, guys, welcome to Facebook Live. Oh, there we go. I'm seeing them. I hope you guys like the new format, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying out something new tonight. So I'm playing around with this thing, and they're loading them up. I think a lot of people have a lot of questions tonight, Charlie. I hope you guys like the new format, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying something. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Check this out, Charlie. Check this out. How's that, baby? Isn't that cute? Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Aloha Friday. Yeah, we all orange. We can change this actually. We can there we go. There you go. We can get rid of the orange. But tonight is your night, people. Tonight, yeah, it's fancy. This is our first time. We used this a couple times before, and we had some issues when we had a guest on with audio. So, but today I played around with it. We did some pretty cool things, and right now we are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So, if you guys have YouTube and you guys want to watch watch this later, you can watch it on Facebook Live, or you can go to Twitter. So please, if you don't have Twitter, or if you have, golly. So guys, tonight, like I said, is tonight is for you guys. We wanted to do a Q&A. We wanted to do a Q&A tonight for all of you, and you guys ask us the questions. We cannot answer them all, but we're going to try our best. And it'll be really cool. You ask the question, we'll pop them on the screen, and we will answer it. Okay. So, how are you, Charlie? How are you today? Uh-oh, Charlie's frozen. Okay. You got me, bro. You got me, man.
Nah, only kidding, only kidding.
I know, I know. I just actually I, I started to think it was fake, and then you got me a little nervous. You got me a little nervous. Yeah,
I'm
I
doing
still like
fine,
those
my bro.
kids. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. So, guys, but anyway, let's start it off, Charlie. Three
Hmm.
deaths on Oahu today.
Yeah,
Three
it's
COVID deaths.
terrible, terrible, terrible. Did you see the news tonight
Yeah,
about
I did.
the? Yeah, and now it's becoming a concern. And you called it. You called it. What? 42 states, 43 states, all in red.
49, 49
49,
now. 49.
and now it's becoming a worrisome problem.
Well, for most people, President Biden came on the news tonight in his press conference today, and he said, "Be very concerned about the Delta variant because it is much more transmissible and it is more deadly." Okay, so how can everyone else um, share the same concern of this Delta variant, but not our leadership here in Hawaii? In fact, we just going balls to the wall right now.
Mhm.
Trying to rush open I don't know, man. What's your thoughts, bro?
Well, I think a lot of things are happening, and you know, just one of those things.
Charlie, I'm not sure why you're out of the screen, but
I just giving you a hard time, brother. It's a new toy. It's a new toy. Yep.
there you go. There's your new toy.
Well, you said it all along, and I kind of wonder. It's it seems like we are remotely different, you know, from the rest of the states because for some reason our administration just feels no need worry, and yet now everybody else is getting worried. We kind of go opposite, yeah. You notice this
You
whole
know,
this whole this whole pandemic, we always went opposite of the trend. And I have to admit, in sometimes it worked, but not all the time. And then when you see these kind of deaths, the question is, uh, oh, you got your first question right there, brother.
do you guys know if someone is found positive at work and then the company and state forces other employees to quarantine, is there anything that says the employees have to be paid during their quarantine time? I don't believe so. I know that in the beginning, there was they had provided leave, extra paid leave. I don't think that's in existence. I can check for you, Janine. I honestly, I believe if you're at work and you're gonna have to use your own leave. But if anyone else knows the answer to that, please chime in. But I know that was for the first few, maybe the first couple months of COVID last year. I do not believe that is the case right now, but we can find out on that.
Hmm.
Charlie, you get anything on that?
No, I think there's this fine line if you're taking out sort of like a sick leave, or if you're taking out like a workman's comp type of situation. You know what I'm saying. I think that can create it's going to create some issues HR wise, and I think the
Yeah,
HR department would have to really look into it because if it seems like the company, the way the question is posed, is mandating that you go into quarantine and that you lose the ability to earn wages, right? Then it's either TDI or sick leave or something, but you just kind of make the person go and not get paid. So that might be an HR issue, I would think.
yeah. I mean, it goes based on your company. I mean, you remember when we had the old Triple C? Um, she had to file Lana, right? She had to file work comp because she had to take her own leave. She had to use up her own sick leave or vacation or whatever she had. So there is you're not going to get paid. In other words, if they tell you got to go home, you'll be treated like any other illness, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So Rosie, oh, there, Rosie just said it's on company policy and that she's in HR. Yeah, so that's kind of where it's at. Depending on your company, but there is no, you don't get a free time off for your quarantine. You got to utilize your own sick leave or whatever paid leave that you have, whatever type. If you have PTO, some places now they just have, like I know where I was working at the hotel, they didn't have sick leave or vacation. They had PTO, paid time off, and you get so much a year, and you use that. So that's kind of where that goes.
Right.
So yeah. Anyway, guys, we I am concerned. Well, I'm thankful that we're keeping our numbers down. But again, we talked about the 70% herd immunity. Now the state is saying, if we don't hit 70, that's okay. We're going to rely based on cases and hospitalizations and deaths. Well, I don't know about you, and I haven't really kept track. I should have gone back and looked. We've had a few deaths lately, and again, I think the system is working. Feedback is, yeah, it's on all, it's on YouTube, so it's pretty cool. We get our comments from all, so it's pretty cool. How did the state come up with the average of 70% for the whole state for herd immunity? We live on different islands. I would, I would. All islands have different percent. That is true. And we talked about this the other night. That, and not just every island, parts within an island, different counties within an island have different vaccination rates. So it's gonna, when you do a broad brush uh, analysis like that and said, okay, 70%. That doesn't mean everybody in the state is 70% vaccinated. Every island might be different. Every community might be different. You may have communities in the outlying areas that may be down to 40%, 30%.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's a dangerous way to calculate when you're basing opening up the state.
Mhm.
Uh, that's the
Believe so.
scary part.
I believe so.
Scary.
Well, like anything else, there's always been that question of how does one quantify, right? Because we've always had this battle with ongoing numbers.
Mm,
Especially when in the beginning the numbers were kind of like even paced, right? Then when they started to do the separation, like the Wednesday numbers is actually for the Monday numbers, it just threw everything into a confusion. So we had to kind of like readjust our clocks to say, okay, if we're looking for real time, we weren't getting real time. We're basically getting delayed, yeah, by two
mm,
days.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the news is coming out on a Wednesday for Monday, and then sometimes if the Wednesday for Monday will look big, they say, "Wow, Monday had a big no." But then they'll change it. Go, no, that's Wednesday for Wednesday. Then they change the rules again. So it's almost as if they couldn't stay. Well, like you said, rules within the rules, right? They couldn't stay on the rails, and it just
yeah.
got real difficult after a while. And I know you gave up following or posting. You just took the Kauai numbers because that seems
Right.
to be the real time, right?
Kauai
So
numbers are real time, and that's the one thing nice about here on Kauai. Well, there's many nice things, but as far as COVID goes, one of the things that we do right here on Kauai is provide our people accurate, real time numbers. There's no delay,
mhm.
and not only that, they tell us how many are travel related, how many are community spread, and so yeah, it's quite interesting why the other counties don't do it the same way. And the state definitely, I mean, 2 days back, what good is that? I mean,
Yeah.
what good is that? I don't get it. Oh yeah, shucks, we forgot, Charlie. We forgot.
Hmm.
Share, share, share. Again, guys, tonight is your night. You guys, we are here to answer your questions. It can be about anything you want. We just wanted to come on and change up the tempo a little bit and get you guys engaged. I know I just got a text. Can you ask a question anonymously? Well, if you send it to me in a text, yeah, we'll go ahead and ask it without knowing. But the fun is being able to put your name on there. And somebody is saying that the Facebook comments are not active. So I'm not sure. I'm looking at my phone and I'm seeing no comments on my phone. So I apologize if you're not seeing comments. Terrence has a question. Go for it, Terrence.
Well, let me see here.
Or if you have something nice to say, if you have something nice to say. By the way, it's Father's Day on Sunday. Charlie, happy Father's Day.
Here
Happy
I'm getting.
early Father's Day.
I'm,
Oh, okay,
I'm
good,
getting.
good. Okay, you know what? Mine one, I gotta. It's weird. I gotta. Oh, okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, now it's working. If you're not getting comments, minimize the feed and then open it up again, and then the comments pop up. So yeah, I'm getting them too. It's pretty cool watching yourself on the screen. All right, all right.
Let's see.
Here we go. How is the rental car situation on Kauai? Is it bad as Oahu? Yes, it is. I don't know how bad it is on Oahu, but from what I'm hearing, it's the same everywhere. Shortage of supply. The number of tourists on this island is out of control. So yeah, it's the same. I believe it's the same everywhere you go. And the
Hmm.
rental cars are scrambling to get more inventory in, but there's so many variables. They cannot keep up with the demand. So yeah, it's two rows, and I don't know what it is today, but I know a few weeks ago I was told that the cabs and Ubers were about 3 hours. There was about a 3 hour wait here on Kauai.
That's not good. That's not good.
Yeah. Sherry is
You-
saying, did you know, according to UCSF grand rounds yesterday, data showing Pfizer vaccine about 94% effective against the Delta. On tonight's news, it's at 88%. I think it's only like 60 or 48% if you had one shot, 88% if you had the two. Remember now, there's the new mutant of the Delta Plus or whatever it was. So this variant, and they know for a fact that it's going to be the predominant strain. Uh, Again, people, Hawaii is no different. Hawaii is
mhm.
no different, and it's going to take over as the dominant strain. And if we don't have enough people vaccinated and protected, then we're going to get some problems. People are going to get sick, and that's what I mean. That's what concerns me when you hear the governor, lieutenant governor talking. I mean, the lieutenant governor wants to open. He feels we can open today. He feels we can lift all restrictions today. The governor is at 70%, but now he's saying if we don't really make 70, because he knows we won't, then we'll make adjustments. And last night's news said he said it was going to be sooner than expected. So that frightens me. That frightens me.
Well,
Well,
you, oh, I hear myself echoing for some reason.
I got you loud and clear, bro.
Okay, but it seems as if I'm at the hotel every day, and the numbers are. I mean, just had a large check-in today. During the break in the classes I was teaching, and just the carloads of people coming in by Lyft or Uber, and I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. But you know what? Can't do anything about it. Can only practice the safe procedures, right? So I
Yep.
stayed in my little corner, which I was perfectly happy, and and just went from there. I mean, we can get very, very hostile if we want to, but that's not going to accomplish anything. It's just that, well, put it
Yeah.
this way: when the virus was hot and heavy, boy, Kauai was nice and quiet.
I
Was
know,
nice.
man. Well, that those days are gone. Those days are
Yeah.
gone. And
Yep.
today I went to the marketplace for lunch. I went to pick up lunch for our office, and that little I don't know it's an ABC store, but they call it something different. I forget what the name is. It's like a
What
deli. They
marketplace?
got
What
yeah,
marketplace
the
is that?
market. Yeah, that place was packed, packed. So I ordered the food, and then they give you a slip. You go to the checkout to pay, and when I was waiting in line, because this girl right behind me, like right behind me. Um, so I turned around, and when I looked at her, I thought she would have caught the hint, but she didn't. And I said, "Excuse me." Very
Yeah.
nice. I said, "Excuse me. You know what those stickers on the floor are for?" Then she looked and she realized. She goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then she went back and went to the sticker. But it's bizarre, like how people are just so nonchalant. Like they're not so.
You see that question?
This one,
Yeah. You don't need nothing, Inner Island. You don't. That's the answer, Leah. You don't need anything. It's lifted completely.
It's like catching the bus now, like it used to
Yep.
be.
You don't need to upload any vaccine card into Ireland.
Nope.
It's only
Inter-island.
trans-Pacific. Only if you leave the island, the state, if you leave the borders of the state and come back in, you would have to upload your vaccine card if you're coming back from stateside. But if you're just traveling from island to island, no need. Mm-mm.
Yep. So you just you don't even have to upload anything. You don't have to register. You just buy your ticket, get on a plane, and come on down.
You know, the easiest way to determine that is if you're flying out from Kauai and you're going to return to Kauai. If you don't see the National Guard, that means that it's wide open. It's wide open.
So the National Guard and the police are gone from the airport. So I asked
Yep.
I asked the police officer the other day. I said, "So what about the Trans-Pacific that's flying in direct? They're being screened by Roberts, Hawaii.
Yep.
There is no law enforcement." That's what the officer told me.
No, no, that's true. There's a little where the officers and the National Guard were. Roberts have occupied that, and let me tell you, because Roberts is in a tipping category. I have a funny feeling they're making some really good tips. Hey, bro, you like let me in? Sure. How much is it worth to you?
Uh, I mean, again, I don't see what the problem was with the system we had in place. It didn't impact. We got more tourists now than we did. I mean, it was the testing should have been required, or the vaccination card should have been required. I think to completely drop everything when the variant, what the eve before the variant arrived, or the day after the variant arrived,
Mhm.
all of a sudden we opening up. I don't know. I don't know how safe that is. I don't know how safe that is. Ed is asking about the drug rehab. I'm planning a show specifically for that. Hopefully next week. You guys read the articles in the paper. I'm going to try and give you a very uh, 1 minute breakdown. What happened was Grove Farm donated the land for the drug treatment center, the adolescent drug treatment center, back over 4 years ago. When the land was donated, it came with a stipulation that that doors would open and the services would be provided in 2 years. The county has received, I think, between $7 and $8 million from the state. We got the land from Grove Farm, and the county has not been able to open the place. So now Grove Farm is a private nonprofit has been set up called Catch, and they have proposed a plan to the county where the state now the legislature has approved $1.3 million for Catch to contract with HHSC, the Hawaii Hospital, Hawaii Health Systems Corporation, Hawaii Healthcare System. Anyway, bottom line is this: the Department of Education, the Hawaii Healthcare System are ready to go, but they need the land so they can open it up. The county at this point is not willing to revert the land back to Grove Farm. Grove Farm gets the land back. They will lease it to Catch, the nonprofit, for $1 a year into perpetuity so we can open the doors. Um, Again, I want to do a special show next week so we can get all the players on so we can inform and educate you all better. But that is where it's at right now. Myself, and many others believe that those doors need to be opened now. And what we need the county to do is agree to revert the land back as it was stated in the deed and the restriction. And we just got to wait and see how that goes. I posted the other day, I said, call your council members, email them, let them know how you guys feel. We need that facility open. We need it now. Not in 2 years, not in 3 years, we need it now. So I hope that clarified some of it. But again, I'm hoping to do a show specifically on that because I know I'm getting a lot of questions regarding that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. What's sad is when my daughter is working at the bar at her workplace, and there's signs all over to wear a mask, and these people won't put on a mask. And my daughter won't serve them, but they tell her, "You people are so backwards on the mainland." Your manager needs to kick them out. That's your manager, your boss, your supervisor. It is still a requirement. If they're not drinking, actively drinking, they need to put the mask on. And businesses. I know it's hard for businesses, but that's kind of how it works. And I mean, if you allow them to continue, then they're going to continue. You got to understand, on the mainland, most of the states don't have a mask policy anymore. So they come here. They honestly believe we're backwards. We're backwards for a reason, because we're concerned about the health and safety. So yeah, bring it up with your boss. If they're not going to enforce it, stay far away from those people and make sure you wear your mask.
Like our classroom, because a lot of the visitors pass the classroom, and we try to keep the doors open because the AC is very very cool in there. I mean, to the point that it's freezing. So we leave the door open to kind of balance out the temperature a little, and we we get people coming by in the LA looking in without masks. And that's why I'm being when I'm not teaching, and the instructor from the mainland who's teaching as well, then I convert into a doorman, mass doorman.
Yeah,
I tell
I
them,
mean,
I tell them, put on your mask, because even your halitosis right there can float into the room. Face the other way, please. Thank you.
Evelyn has a good question. When will all county and state offices, Social Security, unemployment, DMV, Department of Health, open for in-person customer service without waiting for an appointment or having issues solved online or on the phone? People use masks indoors and plexiglass. Evelyn, that is a great question. That's what one of the things that I don't get is the governor, lieutenant governor, and all, basically our state leadership have no problem with opening up the state, but they still have a problem opening up the government. I don't understand that. I don't. I wish I could answer the question other than it just makes no sense. If you're saying, hey, restaurants, bars, hotels, everything, you guys all can open, then the government should be safe enough for the government, right? Or is it that the government doesn't generate visitor revenue to the state? Maybe that's why.
Hmm. Yep.
Maybe that's why. But yeah, you're right, Evelyn. That's a great question, and that's one that I don't have not heard. I have seen that question in the morning when they have the interviews on Facebook Live with the star advertiser, and they have either the lieutenant governor or the governor. I've seen that question asked in the comments, but the reporters or the broadcasters, they're not going to ask that question. They don't ask that question because I don't think they have an answer. I think a lot of our employees have gotten in the groove, and I will say this though, as far as Kauai is concerned, I had to take my mother-in-law to renew her driver's license. I had to go in the other day to renew her registration for her car. I actually like the appointment system. They give you a time. Mine was 10:36 a.m. And I checked in 15 minutes prior, like the instructions said. You go in there, you take your temperature, you disinfect, sit down for about 5 minutes, and then they call your number. You go in and you're out. I prefer that, to be honest. But there are many other services, like the unemployment, like the Social Security. How about our council meetings and legislature? I mean, legislature not in session right now, but why aren't they back open with plexiglass and social distancing? I don't get it. Sam is saying that the video is herky-jerky. Is anyone else having a problem with the herky-jerky video? Can you let me know, please? This is the first time well, not the first time, but we haven't used this setup in a while. Let me know if you guys are having the herky-jerky video.
I really wonder about the plexiglass, and how it works. Because you think about it, when two people in a bedroom, they get dividers, right? And both are doing their number two, not number one, number two. Still get the whiz. You know what I mean? So So that means it's not working. So logic would say the plexiglass, I don't think it's working.
Well,
I
if you can
sorry.
smell them, then that means that bacteria is present. A
Yeah.
family member of mine has Alzheimer's and cannot navigate computers, appointments, etc. He needs face-to-face services. You get face-to-face services as far as DMV is concerned. Call Office of Elderly Affairs, Evelyn. They will take care of you or your a family member. They will. I got to tell you, we have an amazing Office of Elderly Affairs here on Kauai. So yeah, give them a call. There's many services provided for the kupuna or those with disabilities. So please call Office of Elderly Affairs, get on their list, and they will take care of that family member. I can attest to that. As one thing, I gotta say, Kealoha at the Office of Elderly Affairs. I can speak only for Kauai. Um, that's the way to go, and you will get face-to-face service. It's just not with unemployment, not with Social Security, but as far as the county services here, yeah, you will on Kauai anyway. It says you're. Hang on here. I'm checking out. Most people, yes, the video has been freezing a second and then go. Not bad. Been like that since you started. Some are saying that it's fine, and some are saying it's. You might 241-4470 is the Office of Elderly Affairs number. Thanks, Julie, but they will take care of you. Take care of you. I promise you that. Thanks, Julie. There it is, 241-4470. That's on Kauai. Yeah, if you're having some skipping on your computer, you might want to reboot. You might want to reboot because I think everybody's it's going pretty smooth. And I'm watching it on my phone, and I'm not seeing any herky jerky. All right. How you guys like this Q&A? I hope you guys enjoy the Q&A. This is a way we can get everybody engaged. And I apologize because I got to keep looking down at the comments. But this way, we want to get that engaged. We want to get those questions. And I know when we have a guest or if we're doing our show, we oftentimes lose a lot of the questions. So this way we can put it up and spend some time to actually watch it. Is the handy van pickup running at full capacity on Kauai, especially for medical appointments? Julie, as far as I know, it is. We don't have a handy van. Ours is called paratransit. So again, if you are a kupuna, then contact Office of Elderly Affairs. Well, Melissa, you're on Oahu, but I'm not sure about Honolulu. But on Kauai, as far as I know, the paratransit is working, and they get our kupuna and our elderly where they need to go. And yeah, I'm actually quite proud of our Office of, as you can tell, our Office of Elderly Affairs. Let's see.
I'm sorry if I'm not commenting too much. I'm over here enjoying the view and catching up
Getting a
on.
Social Security card. Yeah, Social Security, you always had to have an appointment, even before COVID. And you notice when you go to Social Security, there's that security armed guard at the Social Security office. It's kind of bizarre.
Federal. Yep.
Yeah. So Mel, a local resident can't leave the state or return without a vaccination card. Is this the law? The local resident, I shouldn't say a local resident. Anyone that's vaccinated in Hawaii, Trans-Pacific can come back with their vaccination card.
No need the pretest.
You don't need the pretest.
Yeah.
Only if you were vaccinated in Hawaii. So if I go to the mainland, when I come back, all I got to do is you got to do the safe travels. You got to upload your vaccination card, and then you can come in, no pretest, no quarantine. Mm-hmm. So that does work. So that's how that one works.
Yeah, it's not a law.
When we reach 60%, which should be very shortly, all Trans-Pacific can come in with a vaccination card.
Even though even though we will not have a way of verifying or validating those vaccination cards that are not generated from Hawaii. So, what that means is if you go to my friend Guido in New York City, you can buy a vaccination pre printed card for $25 and you can come into Hawaii. Now, I'm making that up, but that's how easy it's going to be.
Yeah,
How easy it's going to be.
I'm gonna put up the question is there some site we can go to check on the variants they are tracking? This site right here, HawaiiCovid19.com. Oh, there's no period. It's Hawaii COVID-19.
Yeah.
Uh, Go make yourself a coffee or some tea, and then because you gotta really go around, and you gotta really navigate around the site. But that's where it is. All the information you need about COVID-19 here in Hawaii is on that site, including the variants and testing, hospitalizations, ventilators. Everything is on there. HawaiiCovid19.com. Go check it out. Go check it out. Let's see.
Okay. This question about California has verification now for vaccines. Okay. I don't know what system they're using, Joan, but in discussions that we've had here before, there is no data population for those who take the vaccine. And so you'll notice that anybody that has been taking vaccines generated in Hawaii, either there's a labeling stamp with the lot number of the vaccine or it's handwritten. So I don't know if the person coming in from California with a California vaccination card, how the person at the airport, like the Roberts employee, because actually it's supposed to be uploaded and it's going to be verified through the Safe Travels app. That's what our understanding is. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. They're saying there's a few companies racing to get this verification system online.
Hmm.
So I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. But
How is the
they
resources? Go ahead, Charlie.
no, they said the companies are working with I forget the name of it. But again, there's always been that question. I mean, when we started off, Mel, we started off with the honor system because the LG said that what person in their right mind would go and get a fraudulent vaccination card? And lo and behold, we had some of those already.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
I rest my case. I rest my
yeah.
case.
How are the resources of food in grocery stores since more travelers are flying in? I don't think there is a problem with resources. My wife does weekly shopping on Saturdays with my mother-in-law, and she has not complained. So I don't believe there is an issue here. If I'm wrong, someone can please correct me.
The only thing we're finding difficulty since our beloved Love's Bakery shut down, right? The makers of Love's bread is just because all the bread we get is you can tell it's previously frozen and thawed on the shelves, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
just it's just like poi. You eat poi for all your life, you're gonna know when it's powdered poi, right? It's the taste is obvious, and that's what's happening with the bread. Now, here's the
Yeah.
thing that's always and tell me if I'm the only one. If there's any of you out there, please write in and tell me that I'm not alone. But what I cannot stand is go to dine or even have breakfast and you order toast, right? You order toast with your eggs over easy and bacon. And then you ask the girl behind the counter, "Oh, may I have some butter?" And she brings the butter to you at minus 42 degrees. When you try to spread it on your toast, you're left with a big puka in the middle. and one chunk of butter. So better you just eat the butter first and grind the toast at the same time. That's about the best way to spread it, right? Am I the only one frustrated over that? Let me know if you feel the same way too. You
That
know,
is one of
I like to have a butter roll that's perfectly round. That when you put your butter on, it just melts. Not the kind where you gotta squeeze them so hard, forget the butter off the knife because it's at 58 degrees below zero. Then now you look like a big piece of blood like that. I mean, come on, folks.
I share your pain, Charlie. You know, that's why I love restaurants that butter your toast for you. You know, when it comes out of the toaster, they put the melted butter right on top. They brush them on, and it's perfect. But I tell you, that ruins my breakfast. When you broke all the toast because the freaking butter is frozen. Well, you go to the buffet. Remember when we had buffets, Charlie? You go to the buffet and get the bowl with all that nice little gold wrap of butter, and you could use that as weapons. You could spit that butter across a lake. What the hell? Why? What? Okay, this restaurant must have a manager, and I cannot imagine that manager enjoys broken apart all his toast with rock solid butter. But yet every day they put them out there, and I can Charlie, Charlie. If it was you and me, we'd be in the back watching. Look, watch that guy. Watch him just put the butter on his toast. Try to watch
No,
him, and you
brother,
can read the lips.
you and me gonna be behind. You're not getting that one way mirror. We're gonna be on the other side watching, watching everybody trying to butter. And you know another thing about that, and please, folks, write in and tell me if I'm alone on this one. They butter the toast for you, but I don't know if the person just was not trained in how to butter bread. But sometimes they put butter and only get like one sliver around the edges. Because sometimes
Oh,
I eat bread and I look at them and I said, "Oh, honey, is this invisible butter?" And you bite into the bread and just like half your tongue feel butter, the other half no feel nothing.
yeah. I rather have the frozen butter. You know, it's sad because you got to take your frozen butter in the gold wrapper, and you got to put them on your hot food, like to kind of melt them a little bit. But by the time that thing melt to the point where you can actually spread them, then your damn toast is cold. Come on, man.
And I'm one of those that everything just has to be so-so. So when you go to restaurants, right? You have two scoop rice, maybe you have pork chops, and the vegetable of the night is steamed vegetables. You're not going to get peas, carrots, look like garbanzo beans and everything, all steamed, all green beans, all put together, right?
Hmm.
And they put them right in that spot. But I not can handle when like one of the peas roll too close to the rice or get pea juice dripping, the thing floating past the demilitarized zone, getting into your rice. Forget it. I don't like eat already. That's why I tell them, do me a favor. When you bring up, can you put the vegetables in one separate cup? I'll pay for it. Okay. I know it's gonna cost you guys to wash the damn thing. I'll pay for it. Just put it in one cup. They go, oh no, sir, we'll make it good for you. They come. So they carry on to you. The thing is all nice on a plate. But when Auntie put the plate down, she tilted the man on 20-degree angle. What happened to the pea? That one pea rolled right into the rice. Up, I don't like eat already.
Charlie,
I
Stephanie
sorry.
Leona is asking, Charlie, how about putting in an order at McDonald's and never getting it right?
Oh, that's
Sounds like it just happened recently, I'm thinking.
no. It's like like when you go to the carnival and you when Smokey the fishing pool and the attendant they yelling in the back. Boy, 4 years old. So they know what for hook up, right? Hook on a fishing pole. It's like that when you go in McDonald's. Because you tell them, may I have a number two? Can you please hold the egg? I just want the sausage and McMuffin. Okay? You go there. I swear, when our turn for leave the window after we get our food, it's like one murder mystery. our car go real slow, and you can hear this song playing in your ear like da 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 da, because Mrs. Iona looking in the bag to see if the order is right, and you can tell when she go like this. I know she said, "Honey, just take the egg out yourself." I go, "Why the egg in there?" She goes, "Yep." I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And yet I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry.
Charlie needs the old green cafeteria plates with all the compartments.
Yep, exactly. That's the only time I can eat, mashed potatoes. That's the only time I can have my favorite square mashed potatoes in those green
Oh,
plates.
yeah,
You
yeah,
remember?
yeah.
And even when you get brown gravy, the burger no drip and the burger no cross the border into. Maybe you get the apple cobbler next door. You know, like some you get the plate with no dividers. You get mashed potato, apple cobbler, special burger all mixed one time. You need the green plate.
Look at Rosie put things. She went Wendy's to get a hamburger and said no onions and one sliced cheese. Came back with onions and two sliced cheese. That's brutal. That's brutal. I mean, how I tell you something, Charlie. I every year I volunteer at Project Grad at the Kapa McDonald's. And I remember the first year Patsy came with me and they wanted somebody on the French fries, and Patsy went, and that's disaster. It's the worst place to work in all of McDonald's is taking care of French fries. But I work in the window, and those people come in and they order 12 things because they order the same thing all the time, and they just ramble them like. And if you don't know the keyboard on the cash register, get like 400 keys. Get 400 keys.
Hey, no tell me you was one of those that go, calling the order. Let me have two. Da, 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 da. And you go like, okay, you still on the first one. I know she said hamburger. Wait, you're not one of those.
I gotta. You know how many times I had to go help because the line just go long and longer and longer, and then they come up and they see me at the window. And they said, "Oh, no wonder so slow." I said, "No, I just came for relief the Wahini gown." I said, "Working with a trainee. Not my fault. Not my fault." Yeah.
You know what I can handle too? Your bill come out like $20.05, right? Okay. Oh no, no. Like 1905, right? So you give the person 20.05 so you can get back $1. And they give you back the 5 cents. Oh, here, you gave me too much. You know what it is? It's like, it's okay. You go like, excuse me, can you bring your ear over here so I can whack your ear with my stick? I want a whole dollar. And then one time, I don't know if Auntie never know how to count, but the change, when you get change like $20 or $15, she gave them back to me all in ones. I said, sweetie, you get 1 5 and 1 10. He said, yeah. Why you give me all ones? What? I gonna play Payut. I'm not gonna play Payut tonight. Take back the ones. Give me the 5 and a 10.
Yeah. No, I know the feeling, bro. Seriously, ordering the meat patty at McDonald's for their dog. Then they gotta get the manager. Take 5 people to figure out how you can just sell one meat patty.
Oh yeah. That's why they used to tell a joke, yeah. How many burp does it take to change a light bulb? You remember that joke?
Yeah.
How
Go ahead
many?
and tell it, though.
No, that's what I burp. I never say that. I just said, how many does it take burp to change a light bulb? 11. One for hold a light bulb, right? And 10 for turn the building.
I saw somebody post the other day. This was on Kauai, and I know the person that posted it. And he said, he was in line at McDonald's in the drive-through, and this lady, and he was ordering, and I guess he was he was taking a little longer because he had a big order, a big family. Anyway, the lady behind him was tooting the horn, making this kind, like in the wait, hold on, wait, hold on, making this kind, like hurry up, hurry up. So he goes up to the window to pay, and he says, "Hey, can I pay for the lady's order behind me? I want to. Hopefully, the gesture will make her feel better." So he paid for the lady her meal, and then he asked her for the receipt. He wanted the receipt from the two orders. He drove up to the pickup window, gave him the two receipts, took her order, and said, "Now she got to go back in line and wait one more time for the order. She got to order one more time." I thought that was classic.
Yeah.
She got
Cool.
nothing. She had to go back, and he paid for her order, but he also took her order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool stuff. That's the way to do them. You like honk your horn at me?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Melissa,
So
don't worry.
any questions, guys? Any questions? Anything on your mind that you want to get off your chest? As long as it's civil and it's rated PG.
Well, since you put it out there, I can nah. It's just that
What?
sometimes, and I'm back to McDonald's again. They tell you, we out of no can make frappes, no can make this, no can make that, no more ice cream cone. But yet, if you ask for on Sunday, they can make it on Sunday. So then I said, so just say that you no more a cone. Don't say you no more a cone and ice cream. Because I just asked you. He says, oh, no more ice cream cone. But if you want a Sunday, I can make you a Sunday. It's just like, oh boy, man, you got to get high grade point average for work over there. Whew.
It is a tough place to work, I gotta tell you. And then every hour, the bell go off, the alarm, and everybody gotta go wash hands. They get
Yeah.
one sink. Everybody gotta go wash hand every hour. So I can tell you that they get clean hands. They get clean hands.
I saw one time, when they do the French fries, you saw how they put the salt on and they scoop them, right? They scoop them.
Hmm.
And sometimes the alarm ring, they dump the other French fries, put some more salt, they scoop them. They scoop them. Well, one time I caught that last batch of the bottom. I thought my French fry was part of the salt pond. It was so damn salty. I said, I looked at my wife. I said, "Did I order French fries with extra salt somewhere?" Right then and there, I thought my blood pressure was going off the charts. My ankles were swelling up from water retention from all that salt. I swear I had one whole can of Morton salt in there. But that's what I mean. I said, "Hey, if you know you're throwing salt so much, want to brush the thing off, clear the, clear the slate so we can start all new again." But no, we cannot waste salt. But we're gonna give you the grand treatment. You're gonna catch all the salt. You like talk like that about us? I'm gonna make your French fries salty.
Yeah. Although I think McDonald's get the best fries, but you gotta get them when it's hot
Yeah.
and when it's not too salty. I have gotten McDonald's French fries. I think that's exactly what happened, Charlie. You've clarified it.
Mhm.
But it has to be
And
hot, man, or else it's terrible.
LALA, okay, I'm proud of LALA McDonald's, but they are the only McDonald's in the entire state that will give you that special French fry. It's called refried French fry. You eat that French fry that tastes like was well, nobody didn't pick up the last load last night when we closed, but we just left them on the counter and said, hey, throw them back in a throw them back in a kettle, cook them one more time. What do you had? LALA McDonald.
Charlie, how many of the tests are they doing for the variants right now? Do we? Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. The last I heard, it was 75 a week. I don't
No.
know if that has changed. I don't know if that's their capacity. I will go find out. We'll talk about it next week. I do not know. But the last I knew, which was probably time flies so quick, A couple
Yeah.
months ago or a month ago, it was 75 a week. Not sure if that was increased. I hope so. Um,
Right.
so I will. That's one I got to write down. And
I cannot believe you and I. We both come from the profession. If we took our time, people would probably perish. Right. That's just the nature of our job when we respond.
mhm.
Right. Just like the fire department, just like the medics. If we took our time, somebody may not make it. When we know that there's this great hoopla being made about this variant, one would think that you'd ramp things up just for a tad bit, okay? But I don't know if it's because, brother man over at the state lab, the guy that was kind of worried. I don't know if he came to work and reached in his pocket and found out he only has $2 to his name. Therefore, he's telling them, let's do only 25 tests. We got to save. I don't know. But I don't see no urgency or a big media blitz being put out there that we are testing. But you know what
No,
we found out? But this is what we did find out when we talk about clusters and locations. That if you don't cooperate, what we're gonna do to you, right? If you don't cooperate with the contact tracing, what is the ultimatum? What is the ultimatum?
I don't think there is an ultimatum.
There is. They put a squeeze on you. We talked about that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's on the. Yeah, yeah. We got to talk about that too because today's press release came out and yeah, test. Let me real quick. Let me just address Deborah. The testing has declined. I mean, it's going to decline. Yeah, Scott Miskovich was on the TV the other night, very concerned that the testing was going to decline because where is the push? No one's talking about about
Mhm.
testing. They're talking about vaccination. They're talking about this contest. They're talking about the flights and the Vegas trips and the free zippies and everybody needs to get vaccinated. And and we know that the asymptomatic carriers of this aren't going to get tested because they're not going to get sick. The only time people are going to get tested is if they get really sick or sick enough to go to the doctor, or if they get caught up in a contact tracing scenario like on Kauai right now. We got a few clusters. Now, Miskovich is saying without adequate testing, he questions the validity of the numbers of cases that the state is putting out every day because we're not testing. We asked that question of Dr. Behrman on Wednesday night, and she basically said there is no reduction in testing. The testing sites are still up,
Mhm.
but no one's getting tested because there's no need to test anymore. So we're not going to get the same number of testing. The cases are going to reduce. We're not going to get accurate numbers from the state as far as cases, and we got a wild variant that's floating around. So
When
it's scary, and yet you would think, Charlie, you said it a little while ago that you would think that when that variant made its way here, when that Delta variant, that all of a sudden we would pay more attention and we would do more testing. I mean, we would do more testing, and then more what off of those positives that are going to be generated, then you would do more sequencing to find out which variant it is. But no, the focus is completely on getting to 60%, 70%, and Josh Green says he is not concerned about the Delta variant. He said it, and I know many of you watched it because I put it on my page. He's not concerned at all, he said. And today, the President of the United States said there is much concern. Dr. Fauci, a couple of days ago, said there is much concern. Dr. Behrman on Wednesday night said there is cause for concern. So, guys, you just gotta, you gotta know the facts so we can make informed decisions. And
you want to
we're
hear
judging.
you want to hear something strange? Again, you have this variant. You would think that they'll be pressing the pedal to the metal, right, to test. So for those of you that just can't quite get a grasp on what this is about, picture this: you have a known killer running in your neighborhood, and they only put one person to go out to go look for him. Would you feel safe? No. But what if they put an entire squadron of SWAT specialists to go look for that killer? The odds are they're probably going to catch him, right? Because you have more.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying about this testing. If you know that you got a pressing matter with this variant, why wouldn't you put out more feelers out there to see where it's at, where it's going, how much has it infiltrated into the community? But no, they put very little. So it's almost as if you put very little effort into testing, they don't test at all. Save the money. You only wasted money because you're not going to get on big picture. What you want
Yeah.
is you want to get the biggest picture possible and says, okay, we got this big of a picture and we see that there's nothing inside. Fine, boom. At least you can say with certainty you tested a cross section of every part of that community, and it's not in that community. Perfect. But they're not doing that. They're not doing that. They're just tickling the back of your throat. Just like when you're hungry and they give you just little bit food, not to or when you're thirsty and they just give you a little bit water, not to quench that thirst, but just to make your mouth wet. That's all they do.
And that is simply because the goal is to reach that 60%, 70%. And again, because he knows he's not going to hit 70, he's going to rely on the numbers. And you cannot, if you test more, you're going to get more cases. You're going to get more people. And
Yep.
that's what they do not want to see. I wanted to pop this in. Russell, one of our COVID-19 survivors, had to go to Straub for a COVID-related procedure to get off of blood thinners. Bro, we're still praying for you, man. Russell, we're still praying for you, man. I mean, it just goes to show this shit just doesn't stop. You get released from the hospital, and some of our leaders just consider you recovered. Some of our viewers, some of our people on Facebook says 99% recovered. Go say that to Russell, who's still struggling. George Ma, all of these people that are still struggling. The long-term effects of COVID is not nothing, as some of our leaders are saying. And but Charlie, you're right. The whole just we need to freaking be real and honest with the people. Just because you don't want people to get sick, let the chips fall where they fall and make decisions based on factual, accurate information. That's not we're not getting that. We're getting this rosy picture being painted. And you heard Dr. Behrman. She said, I didn't watch the lieutenant governor's interview. I didn't watch Fauci's interview. You're hearing Dr. Behrman's point of view, and she made it very clear that we need to be concerned about this variant. And now they're talking about the variant plus, or the variant Red Bull, or the variant, the Delta on steroids. I mean, guys, this is nothing to play with. It's going to be the dominant strain. It's going to be the dominant strain. And if you only listen to Hawaii, our leaders, no worry, it's all good. We get this. And it's everything is about this. My good friend Frank De Lima now is making a song about winning prizes if you get vaccinated. I love Frank, but that's where the emphasis is on. And I understand their point of view. They want more people vaccinated, but at the same time, don't cut back on the promotion of getting tested, of being safe. They dangled a carrot in front of everyone to go get a vaccine. Well, dangle a carrot for people that are to be safe. We heard from our viewer who works in a bar that the people don't wear masks. The customers don't wear masks. That's where we should be focusing on.
Mhm.
But they're taking this too lightly, and I hope and pray that it doesn't happen. But I have a really bad feeling that we're gonna get some negative consequences of this lackadaisical approach from our governor and lieutenant governor.
Yep.
I really do, Charlie, and I'm afraid of it, man. I really am.
No, you got every right to be, and it's just sad. Well, I did want to comment on one thing, and that is, again, the people of Hawaii have continued to pull through and has showed the true tenacity of the love for the land, and they've been keeping all areas safe, and it's quite evident. It's hard because we do have visitors, and we always believe in sharing. We're never going to stop. We're not the kind of people that just going to stop sharing. But yet, I've seen a lot of local residents have to put up with a lot, and I see them biting their tongue because they practice safety, and it's just unfortunate that there's others around them that don't want to be safe. But that's really the name of the game. It's just how safe can you be? Before it's like they're saying, "Oh boy, that person real anal. They're so extra safe." Well, you know what? Nowadays, there's no such thing as being too safe. I would rather be too safe than not safe at all, or not safe enough. Put it that way. I would rather be too safe. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's again. I mean, we keep saying it. We got to focus on ourselves and take care of our families and make sure that we are safe. Make sure we are masked up. Make sure we social distance. Because I can tell you what I saw today at that store at the marketplace. Holy moly! There's just a lot of people, a lot of visitors, a lot of tourists.
Hmm.
Um, I just hope we can get past this Delta and again, it seems like every time we get a new variant, it's worse than the last one, right? Because these
It's
viruses,
new.
they get stronger to get bypass the last variant, right? And that's how this thing mutates to do its job of infecting people.
Hmm.
Uh, let's see, what's a real quick question? Do you think we just forgot how busy it was pre-COVID, or do they seem more entitled now? I don't think they seem more entitled now. I think that we are trying to be cautious. I think the residents here, most of us anyway, are trying to be cautious. We're afraid that this variants and this viruses will come in. So we expect them. See, prior to COVID, it didn't matter, right? There was no mask mandate. There was no social distancing. So they were just around, and it wasn't an issue. It was normal. But now, because we are cognizant of the safety measures that we must take, we're noticing, we're looking for people that aren't safe. So it's burning these visions in your head, and it gets you angry because we are trying to be safe. We've sacrificed for a long time. Uh, so yeah, I don't think they're more entitled. I think the situation is different.
Hmm.
I think the perspectives are different because we're concerned about our island, we're concerned about our kupuna, we're concerned about our kids, concerned about our families. So when we see people that are playing with fire, yeah, it hits us differently. It didn't matter back then before COVID. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. Everything you
So
said, you hit the nail on the head there, Mel. Everything you said, you just kind of get away from it. And you know what? Again, the only reason why I think we preach the safety angle of it, because you know Stephanie has always told me one thing. When you're in a discussion with somebody who's just one total a-hole, right? You cannot control that person. That person gonna be on a-hole whether he can control himself or not. He gonna be on a-hole. But what you can do yourself to make it more pleasant for you is just not listen to the rhetoric and control the meeting so that a-hole cannot plug away at his nonsense, right? That's how you get around situations like that. And so with this, we always preach safety because we cannot control the people that live on the edge out there. But what we do is we can control our actions and what we do, right? If you're allergic to say smoke as an example, would you go put yourself in danger by going out to one smokers lounge and sit amongst the guys who talking schmack and smoking cigars? Would you do that? No, you wouldn't. And that's what we're saying about this virus. How do we handle it? Well, just let's not get close to it. That's the best
See,
thing you can do. That's it.
stay away from 'em.
Yep.
Don Don just says, I'm safe. I don't want to be dead like my brother. Sorry, it is what it is. I feel alone sometimes. Don, you know, I ask all of our viewers every night before they put their head down to pray for all the souls of those that were lost. Charlie's brother, as you know, Charlie lost his brother to COVID early on, when no one knew what the heck this really was.
Hmm.
So we feel for you, Don. We pray for you and pray for all of you that have been touched by this virus. And guys, please, man, for those of you that do believe in God or believe in a higher power, and before you put your head down at night, pray for Charlie and his brother and his family, and Dawn and her brother and their families, because
No, I
you
want
know,
everybody to pray for everybody now. Let's
yeah,
have one pray for everybody. Let's blanket this world with so much love, prayers for safety that maybe it will reach those who are hard headed, right? Maybe prayers will
yeah.
reach those who are hard headed to say, hey, you know what? You better stop thinking that way because it's dangerous, right?
Yeah, I mean, people might think I'm full of crap, but I do. I pray for our leadership. I pray for our lieutenant governor, our governor, our mayor. I pray for everybody, man. I just ask God to give everybody wisdom and guidance and strength. Strength to stand up to this rhetoric and to know what's going on, know the truth, understand that while we are in a good place with vaccines, the threat is still real. The threat is still real. And if it takes watching Dr. Fauci or other experts in the field and not listening to KHON in the morning,
Hmm.
do so. Understand how important it is to be safe and don't take risks. Don't take risks. So
Yes.
anyway, Charlie, man, that I did want to again, people. This is a new format. We're broadcasting live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I did want to say that if you guys are not on YouTube, I just wanted to do that, Charlie. Subscribe. Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and hit the bell button just so that you will be notified every time we upload a new video. I think I like this format of questions on Fridays. It's very difficult to get small businesses on now, Friday. Charlie, I don't know if you understand, if you're finding that everybody's so busy now that it's
Yes.
very difficult to get our local businesses to come on Fridays. So if you guys have businesses that want to come on, we would definitely bring them on. Any kind of resources that we can use to inform and educate, want to do that. But I kind of like
Mhm.
this question and answer format. I hope we were able to answer most of your questions. But we will keep a log and we'll try to answer what we can. But we do appreciate you guys coming on every single time we're on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. We appreciate it. Father's Day Father's Day is on Sunday. So please, all of you, Charlie, and all the dads out there, and single moms, all you single moms, happy Father's Day as well. Charlie,
Yes, sir. Well, again, thank you, my brother. It's been fun. I had a good laugh. Sorry for picking on my favorite, sometime McDonald's. I do want to thank our sponsors that sponsor us every night, coming to us all the way from the Kohala Coast. Kaneniko, Nako, Kamabuko Fish Store. Thank you for providing us with um the means to continue this. We also want to thank the Hashimoto washing car wash for also sponsoring, being one of our sponsors. They specialize in vehicles with only three tires. I want to say thank you very much for sponsoring the show, and to all of you out there, love you all. Thank you, Mel.
Thank you all, guys. Appreciate you guys' patience with the new setup. We're just trying to play around with this. For those of you that weren't here early, check this out. I just am tickled, Charlie. I'm not very good at this stuff, and I just having a ball trying to put some funny stuff together. It's going to get better, I promise you, because I'm learning. And I tell you,
That is the Rubik's cube. You know that thing. That is the Rubik's cube from Madame Pele. You know when you turn them and all the lava come out. Yeah,
no, Charlie, now I got to delete them. All my work, I'm going to have to delete that thing. Oh my God.
that is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Anyway, folks,
that's very fire.
happy Father's Day to all you dads out there and single moms. Appreciate you guys. We love you guys so much. Don't forget, like Charlie, and we pray for everybody, man. We just let's get it done.
Yeah.
We'll get through this with help of from above. Let's go get it done. We'll see you guys on Monday night, 7 o'clock. You guys take care. God bless.
Aloha.